my success in investing, I attribute it all to the hours that I spend in the gym, because the gym taught me consistency, the gym taught me discipline, the gym taught me to have a relentless attitude. And that is what I apply to every area of my life.
In this program, I'm going to interview my good friend Reshveen, and he's the Chief Visionary Officer of Team Resh, and he's also known as the six-pack investor. And he's traveled all over the world helping people how they can invest better. And he himself, at a very young age, has become financially free. So, Reshveen, welcome to my show.
Thank you very much for having me, Nishant. It's my absolute pleasure.
That's awesome, man. And so, what is this six-pack investor? And can you tell a little bit more about what are some important things that people who are totally new to investing need to know from six-pack investor?
All right. So what is the six-pack investor? So let me share with you. There are two of my biggest passions in life. One is fitness, and another one is investing. All right. So, I grew up at a very, very young age in secondary school. One of my biggest passions was actually going to the gym. And, I built up my physique. I've been training in the gym. That's my passion. I train every single day. And, I one of my biggest things is, I developed a six-pack. I went for competitions. I used to represent Singapore in weightlifting. After I transitioned into bodybuilding, I represented, as in not the country, but basically, I won competitions and all these stuff, right? So I got a six-pack. But the thing is, in the end of the day, the six-pack is just a result of me putting in the work in the gym. And my success in investing, I attribute it all to the hours that I spend in the gym, because the gym taught me consistency, the gym taught me discipline, the gym taught me to have a relentless attitude. And that is what I applied to every area of my life. I applied that same principles that I learned in the gym when I was just a young boy to my investing. And I managed to succeed in investing as well. See, a lot of people think that, hey, you want to earn all this money, you want to make $1 million through investing. But guess what? Making that $1 million, for example, is just a byproduct of the correct habits, of having the right processes, it's a byproduct of actually falling in love with the process. And if you fall in love with the process of working out consistently, if you fall in love with the process of eating right, for example, then guess what? The six-pack is just a byproduct. So that's the reason why the six-pack investor. And very simply, the book talks about how I've applied this principle in every single area, in business, in investing, in my fitness, and I've achieved results in everything that I touch.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Because, some of the things you said were discipline, consistency, and relentless attitude. And this is something what I also talk about in my output principle, where, I think that it's not just about input, it's about what you do with what you know. That's what gets the results that people have. And I think you are one of the great examples of that. And so for people who are like totally clueless or maybe totally new to investing, so what would you tell them? What are the few things? Because I like from what you said, physical fitness is important, mental fitness, I talk about it, that's important, but also financial independence is also important in today's world. So what would some ideas be for beginners?
It's very, very interesting that you asked me about beginners. Nishant, you have no idea how much I admire you. You see, back in the day, if you go to Nishant's website, you will actually see his picture in front of a lot of people, right? That was at the National Achievers Congress. And that was where I attended as a student myself. I was a student myself. And that was the first time I saw Nishant on stage. He did a bunch of tricks, with cards and all that. And I was sitting at the back and I was like, wow, right? Back then, I was a complete beginner. And I looked at Nishant and I was like, wow, this guy is amazing. He said a few things I'll never forget. He did tricks. His memory was crazy. And I was just mind blown. Back then, I was a complete beginner. And, I told myself this one thing. If this Nishant guy can do it, I can do it too. Right? If this Nishant guy can be on the stage speaking, who was the keynote speaker at the time? Was it Robert Kiyosaki?
Yes, he was. I was sharing stage with him. Yes.
Yeah. So it was Robert Kiyosaki, and I told myself, if this Indian can do it, I think this Indian can as well. So again, Nishant, you have no idea how much you have inspired me. And I was there at the back of the room watching Nishant doing his tricks, and I was like, wow. So the first thing that I want to tell you as a new investor is this. Model after somebody. For me, I was modeling after Nishant. I looked at Nishant, I could relate to him, right? I still remember I went to him after the thing. I went to say, wow, you're so impressed. I was so impressed. And I asked him to remember my name. At the end of the event, I asked him, do you remember my name? And guys, it's no joke. Today I'm a speaker in these big stages as well. And there's so many people who approach you for pictures, for, oh, my name card, this is my name card. So many people approach. So I told him my name is Reshveen. That's it. And then at the end of the event, I came to him and I said, do you remember my name? And he said my name. And I was like, wow, this guy is no joke. This guy is serious. I will never forget. I don't, like, do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Of course. I remember. Of course, I remember. I'm the memory guy. I'm supposed to remember
So
that.
he remembers. What a stupid question to ask. I'm sorry, Nishant. But he remembers that moment. And my friends, that triggered something in me. And I was like, wow, I want to get connected to this guy. I haven't really been able to sit down with Nishant and have coffee and sit down and just chat. But, I'm very glad I'm doing this interview after all these years, because of that seed that Nishant planted in me, that seed of belief. And a few years later, 2017 was my first time speaking on the National Achievers Conference stage, and it was in India. It was in Bangalore.
Oh, cool.
It was in Bangalore, right? So, anyways, your question was with regards to, like, for a beginner, right? So my question,
Right.
very, very simply again, if you notice how I answer my questions, you will see that it
Yes.
always starts with the mindset, right?
Yes.
See, you can learn all these techniques about, oh, you got to study balance sheet, you got to read this book, you got to read that book, for example. But guess what? You can read all the books that you want. You can read all the financial statements that you want. But if your mindset isn't right, right? So
Yes.
first and foremost, look for somebody you can model and watch what they do. Learn from them. Model after somebody you really, really admire. For me, it was Nishant many, many years ago. And I wanted to be like him, speaking all over the world in front of thousands. So I'm glad
Oh,
I'm able to kind of, live up to what Nishant has done, right? So thank you. So that's my answer.
oh, cool, man. I mean, first of all, I mean, thanks so much. You just made my day by saying that. But yeah, but talking about that, I still remember that the incident very clearly. And I wish I can remember everyone's name that I actually come across my life. But it's just that, it's humanly impossible. You're a speaker now, I'm a speaker, we travel all over the world. It's just not, I mean, I wish, but it's just not possible. But sometimes, you meet some people and then they make an impression. I think you're one of those people, and I still remember that very day. So first of all, huge, huge congratulations, because I was seeing you sitting in the audience and now you're actually impacting millions of people. That is really, really awesome. So great. So that's about I mean, having a role model. I think it's something, having someone who you can model after, I think is something that I believe in it too, because why reinvent the wheel? I mean, there's someone else has already done it, taking inspiration from them. And then in the process, of course, you refine it. And in the process, you learn your own techniques, which is what you're now teaching other people. So great, great. I mean, I see that you're doing project after project after project after project. And one of the newest projects that you're coming up with is this online summit called the Uncaged. That's a very lovely name. Can you tell us more about what is this Uncaged Summit all about?
So my team was masterminding about the name of the summit, right? We came out with a couple of names. And then
Right.
there was this one, we came up with a couple of names. And then, somebody actually suggested the Uncaged Summit. And
Mhm.
it was a unanimous decision. All the guys
Wow.
in my core team all said, we love Uncaged. So what does Uncaged Summit mean? Uncage the physical limitations, uncage your mental limitations, uncage your financial limitations. It's about breaking out of the cage. You see, right now, Nishant, we live in very, very tumultuous times, right? We live in a pandemic time. It is a scary place to be in. It's very, very scary, right? And a lot of people are actually bogged down by many shackles. You know, people are, it's the truth, right? People are losing their jobs. People are worried, sick about, pay cuts, right? Um,
Yes.
it's terrible, right? Just to give you an example, right at home. See, my father, right? He works in a shipping industry. In the shipping
Right.
industry, they've had major layoffs and they've had pay cuts as well. For my
Right.
mother, she works in the hospital, and every day she comes home, and it's worrying because the number of COVID cases aren't decreasing, and the threat
Absolutely.
even in Singapore is very, very real. So hey, guess
Yes.
what? In the real world where we live, things are not looking very pretty, right? It's not like it's getting better. And guys, if you're watching from India, from the US, from wherever you are in the world, I believe it's the same as well, right? So, a lot of people are very worried, and very simply, many people are, bound by shackles. And I created this Uncaged Summit to bring across some of the best teachers, including Nishant, to teach you on principles of how you can uncage yourself.
Mm. Oh, that's pretty cool because one of the things I talk about is also the importance of mindset. And one of the things I say, this is what I've learned from my journey of starting from nothing and breaking a Guinness record, is many times in our life, the difference between skill set and mindset. You can have the skill set, you can go to seminars, workshops, and everything, but if you don't have the right mindset, it's not possible for us to go forward. And I think I think there's a power in the word uncaged that actually means that we have the potential within us, but that is caged. And we have to, open the cage and just let it go out. And that's exactly true with, memory potential. Many people ask me that, hey, how can you improve your memory? First thing is, you don't improve your memory. You already have a great memory. You just need to uncage it. And I think that is true with most areas in our life. We are very, very powerful already. It's just that because of some self-limiting beliefs and some kind of wrong notions, we're not doing the very best that we can. And I think really this is in such times, having a summit like this to help people to uncase their potential, go to the next level is something which is really, really awesome. Now, the other thing is one of the things that my audience, people who watch my YouTube shows and people who are in my newsletter, one of the things is they really are interested in improving their brain power, their focus, and their productivity. So how can this summit help people who follow me? Or people who are interested in boosting their brain power. So what are your thoughts on that?
So, guys, I'm going to share you a very interesting line that Nishant used in the seminar, right, guys? This was 2013 or 2012?
2012, I remember that.
12, right? In 2012, when I was still a young boy, right? I haven't hit puberty yet back then. Right? But anyways, in 2012, Nishan shared this, and I was mind blown. He said this one thing, guys. There's all these speakers who are speaking, but my cause is the mother of all causes. Because guess what? If your brain power isn't there, if you can't remember, what's the point? You can go for a property class, but if you only remember 20%, that's not good. Come for my class so you can increase your memory power, so you can actually apply more. And I was like, spot on. That's why everybody should sign up for his class, right? Like everybody wants to go and learn, but guess what? How much? Nishan, do you have stats? If you attend a seminar, how many percent do people retain?
Oh, I mean, usually that people forget, the statistics are people forget as much as 50% to 80% of what they learn within the first 24 hours of it.
Wow, that's crazy, right? Because I just finished a class in India, right? We just finished a class. I'm wondering how much these people will forget, right? It's crazy. Hey, but guess what, guys? Guess what? So again, like to answer Nishan's question, right? See, we have speakers who are speaking about investing. We have speakers who are talking about, business. We have speakers like Peng Joon, for example. Speakers, if you all know, Peng Joon is one of the foremost experts in creating online businesses. We have speakers like
Yes.
Alvin Poe. Alvin Poe is one guy who started his business at 18 years old, and at 30 years old sold his company for $30 million. All right.
Holy moly, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly, right? We have Patrick Lewis teaching about property, and this guy has listed 3 companies in his lifetime. 3 companies, yes, he's a founder and chairman of. Absolutely incredible. So we have all these speakers coming in to share their expertise on all these different topics on business, from investing to memory and all these things. But guess what? Nishant's class is the mother of them all, right? So come and learn from Nishant. If you're watching, if you're my follower, come and listen to Nishant. And very, very simply, if you learn from Nishant, then guess what? You will actually improve your memory power and you won't forget as much so that you can actually apply more, right? So if you're having trouble remembering things, then Nishan is the guy you need to learn from. Guys, he's a Guinness World Record holder. He used to be a Guinness World, like, come on, he's the best in the world. So go and learn from him. And again, for Nishan's followers, right? Again, if you've already increased, if your memory power is great, been following Nishan for years, then guess what? It is time to start applying this in other areas of your life to achieve massive breakthroughs and to uncage yourself.
Right. I mean, I think I like the way the summit is, helping people in many different areas because I've seen a lot of summits. I've been in a lot of summits myself as a guest or expert speaker, and usually that is focused on one area. There's nothing wrong with that. It's great because they take one topic and they go deep in that. But I think what I like about your summit is it's actually covering the whole spectrum of what people will need. And I think the most important thing is in this time right now we're living because hey, we need to have more focus. We need to be more productive, but also we need to have more money. Also, we need to have more clarity. We need to have many other ways of, be happy and make more money. So I think you're actually featuring many different areas, which I think is a fantastic. So And first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be on the summit. I'm really excited to share with your audience. And hey, one last thing, because I know that people are watching this right now. This is one of those summits that you definitely want to attend, because you will learn so much, not just from me. I'm just one of them, but you actually get, I mean, Rish, how many people are there? And how many experts are featured in the summit?
I've lost count, man. Maybe 20. Yes. So wait,
That's the thing.
if again, let me just share, right? So again, I'm not too sure. Like Nishan, where audience are they? A lot of your people are from India as well? Are they?
Yeah, I mean, mainly it's Singapore, Malaysia, India, and in the US, and of
Okay, great.
course, a little bit everywhere.
Very similar. Like, Nishan, that's why we're brothers, right? Like my audience is Singapore, Malaysia, India. Hey, same, right? So from Singapore, we have many expert speakers, right? You'll hear names along the lines of myself. You'll hear the names alongside Patrick Liu, Clement Chiang, all these people who are absolute greats. You have Richard Tan and Veronica Tan as well who are speaking. These are my
Oh,
mentors.
right.
Richard Tan and Veronica Tan. For those of you all who don't know, they are basically the founders of Success Resources, all right, which
Sure,
is
man.
a company which we are very blessed to be a part of with speakers on that on the of Success Resources stage. So the chairman is actually speaking. um, you know
Awesome.
from India, we have three amazing speakers. We have
Okay.
Surendran, who is the CEO of Success Gyan, right, which is the basically the parent, the child company of Success Resources. CEO of Surendran is there. We have Siddharth Rajsekar, who is an online
Mhm.
business expert. He's a good friend of mine, and he's really incredible, right? So he's going to be speaking on Thursday. And we have Nishant, right? Nishant from Hyderabad. And Nishant from Hyderabad, they're going to blow your minds away on how you can actually improve your brain power, how you can improve your memory and all that stuff, how you can uncage your mind. So we
Yes,
have three
absolutely.
powerhouse speakers from India. And hey, my roots are from India as well. Hey,
Cool,
once
man.
again, I'm always an Indian, right? My blood is Indian. So hey, guess what? We have four great Indian speakers.
Awesome, awesome. And of course, Rish, I know that people would love to sign up for this summit. So, how much is it? First of all, looks like if you want to bring all these people, it must cost a bomb, isn't it? So, how much is it?
Yes, it will cost a bomb. It's costing us a lot of money, but guess what? We want this to be absolutely free. It's going to be
That's
absolutely free for you to sign
that's
up. It
awesome.
doesn't cost you a single cent. And the reason why, guys, let me just share with you, we want as many people to benefit. All right. If you just come, you just sign up for it, you listen to Nisha, you listen to me speak. Hey, guess what? You'll benefit so much. So it's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a single cent, right? You can upgrade your tickets if you want to get notes, to get the video recordings, all that stuff. It's going to be a live event, so make sure you tune in live. You can have upgrades if you want to. Nishan, I'll send you the link. I think you have the link. You can post the link on your video description, so that'll be great.
Absolutely. So first of all, this is like unbelievable. You people get to get all this awesome stuff for free. They get this expert advice for free. And for those of you watching, please go down below the description. There is a link. All you need to do is to just click on the link, and you'll be taken to a page. Put in your name, email address. Boom, you get all the information that you need to get on the summit. And of course, like what Resh said, if you want, there are some upgrades, and if you want, you can always go ahead and take up them. But I mean, you don't need to spend a single cent to be a part of the summit, but upgrades are optional. Awesome. First of all, it's been like, it's like 8 years since we last met on, in the Success Resources National Achievers Congress. And right now we are on, online. You're on my show. This is really awesome. So before we end this presentation, so what is that like one last message you want to tell people if they're still thinking about signing up? So what is that one last thing that you want to tell them? Why should they sign up? I mean, you already gave them all the answers, but any parting comments that you want to say, anything at all before we end this?
See, I want to say one thing, right? It's something that Nishan just said, which just caught my mind so much. And that is, it's been 8 years since we connected. In fact, we haven't actually seen each other for 8 years, I think, right?
True.
If I'm not
There's
mistaken.
not much.
But hey, guess what? Right now, because we have the power of Zoom and because of online meetings and all that, everything has changed. Right now, I'm connecting with Nishan, I'm connecting with audience. Guys, the world has changed, right? We can connect just like that. As in, this was available last time as well, right? But it wasn't as, open, it wasn't as easy. Guess what, my friends? Today, if you want to change your life, all you need to have is a laptop, your handphone, and a Wi-Fi connection. That's it. If you have these three things, you have absolutely no excuse not to succeed. Seriously, I'm not joking. If you have these three things, you can absolutely succeed and crush in every area of your life if you will just commit and stick to a plan. Right now, you have this opportunity to sign up for Uncaged to learn all these skills. And all you don't even need money. You just need a Wi-Fi connection and a laptop. So go and sign up and watch your life transform and get uncaged.
Brilliant, man. First of all, I'm really excited to be on the summit as well. And I'm sure that everyone who signs up is going to get a lot of value from the whole, list of the panel of speakers. And if you're watching right now, so there is a link below the description. Click on that link and enter your name and email address, and boom, you get all the information for you to get on the summit. So once again, Resh, it's been awesome speaking with you, and I'm really wishing you the very best for the summit. Thank you very much.